Welcome back, everybody. Ford shares are trading lower this morning. This comes after the automaker's big miss when it comes to earnings. The company says that execution issues plagued operations. The CEO, Jim Farley, was very direct about Ford's issues when he spoke last night to our Phil LeBeau. Phil, what did he have to say?
Becky, there is a level of frustration that we heard from Jim Farley during our exclusive interview. It's clear he realizes that the problems at Ford are substantial. We're not going to go over the numbers from the fourth quarter, but the main thing to focus on, what a lot of people are focused on, is the fourth quarter miss basically comes down to this. $1 billion in lost volume, vehicles, 100,000 of which they did not make below their plan of building those vehicles, and another $1 billion was due to higher than expected costs in the fourth quarter. Here's Farley talking about the cost issue that Ford faces right now.
We lost about 100,000 units of production, and that's very material for us. Came in late in the quarter. Most of it is chips, but some new supply issues. Now, you could say, hey, that's just kind of bad luck for Ford. That's not how we see it. We could manage our supply chain all sorts of different ways. We were very dependent on broker chips, things like that.
Okay, so that's what happened in the fourth quarter. The question now is, what does Farley and his team do to fix the situation at Ford? It sounds trite, but this is the game plan. Improve quality. They've got some real issues there. Greater efficiency in the manufacturing, and they have to lower those costs. You will hear this time and again. Costs have to come down at Ford. In fact, Jim Farley says they're on the path right now to identify where they can do a better job when it comes to costs.
We have to change our cost profile. But I have to say, I think our approach is different now in the way we're thinking about cost than in the past. In the past, we would cut, like the people, and that's kind of like, the output. What we have to do is really improve the efficiency of the input.
So read between the lines. I asked if there were going to be layoffs. He said, we're not talking about what exactly we're going to do to cut costs. But it doesn't sound like we're looking at wholesale layoffs. We're looking at Ford trying to be much more strategic in terms of how it cuts costs. As you take a look at shares of Ford and General Motors, I ended our interview with Jim Farley by saying, look, what would you say to the Ford investor right now? Here's what he had to say.
Be patient. We got the right team. We got the right plan. We're growing like heck in our Pro and EV business. We're separating the businesses out so you see exactly where we are. But this key team is going to deliver for you, and you are going to get a great return on your investment.
That's what he's promising, a great return on the investment in Ford, though investors are not seeing that at this point. Stock down at almost 8%. You can watch the full interview with Jim Farley. It's on CNBC.com right now. Becky, I have to say, I've known Jim for a number of years. He's always a straight shooter, and that candor wins him a lot of praise, especially on Wall Street. But as one analyst said last night, candor's not enough. We need some specifics. We need details in terms of what Ford is going to do to fix this situation.